Okay, just a couple of days to Halloween, and with all the fun and costumes and candy, there are some concerns that you should just be aware of when it comes to the mental health of your kids and your grandkids.
In fact, a video that's been going around TikTok shows Real Housewife alum Yolanda Hadid making comments to her daughter about eating a few almonds slowly when her daughter said she felt weak because she had only eaten a half an almond. So this coined the term almond mom, someone who is stuck in diet culture and teaches children that their weight or body shape is a reflection of them. Many TikTokers have recently opened up about their own experience with their own almond moms. And if parents are overly restrictive of their kids' candy consumption on Halloween, it could actually form harmful ideas in their minds.
It's such an important topic. In today's Kitchen Table Talk, we want to bring in our parenting expert, Dr. Sheryl Ziegler, to discuss how should we go about letting your kids eat candy without making them feel bad. We don't want to make them feel bad. We've got their best interest at heart, right? Like brush your teeth after, don't eat too much, you don't want to have a stomach ache.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's pros and cons, but we have to be really careful in today's times to really not be pushing because you want to be skinny or you want to look a certain way or you want clothes to fit a certain way. So just to orient everybody, an almond mom is sort of that term for you're overly health conscious. You probably don't have a lot of sugar, processed foods, or sweets in your house. And you kind of tell your kids to just eat healthy. And so on the outset of it, you might say, oh, well, at least you're promoting healthy habits. But what we know is that kids who have overly restrictive environments can be more prone to eating disorders and disordered eating. And so that's why this is a really fine line.
And what harmful ideas, and I know you just touched upon it, but what harmful ideas with an over-restrictive diet mom, like an almond mom, how can that affect their mental health?
Well, it can make them anxious, it can make them self-conscious, have low self-esteem. And when I say disordered eating, so there's eating disorders, I think people are familiar with that term, but disordered eating means you don't quite yet fit the criteria for an eating disorder, but you're restricting the food that you eat, you're only eating at maybe certain times, maybe you're drinking a lot of water to try to compensate for things. So, and we see this, okay, in kids as young as 7 and 8 years old. So it means that you are almost like in diet culture when you're still, you could be any age, but we see it with starting really young. So it's sort of taking health and fitness even and making it so extreme that now you've got kids who are truly developing pretty much in, a disordered eating situation. And we're very concerned about that because the younger that starts, it can be more problematic as they continue to develop.
And then it lives on you as an adult, right? Like, I feel like I've just had the disordered eating probably all of my life. I just think about it all the time. Like, every time you put something in your body, it's like, how many calories is this? What am I going to have to do to burn this off? Like, it's something that lives in you always.
You start negotiating. Well, I'll eat this here, but then I won't eat for the next 24 hours.
That's exactly right.
The other thing that I always think about is what these kids look like when they go to somebody else's house who has maybe some cookies or, those kinds of things. What we see is we tend to see those kids want to gorge themselves. They feel like, oh my gosh, this is forbidden. You also don't want to set up that dynamic as well so that your kid is looking out for opportunities to be able to eat, but then rationalize in their mind that maybe their parent didn't see it, so that maybe it makes it okay. This is the beginnings of disordered eating, so you really want to be careful about this.
So for everyone watching right now, what would you recommend to help? We want to inspire our kids to eat healthy, right? But we also don't want to promote this restrictive diet culture. So what's some advice to make it a healthy balance?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things. Number one is you really want to focus on health. How do you feel? Are you able to do the sports that you want to do? Are you able to think as clearly and as quickly as you want to in the classroom? So you really want it to be about their health, not their appearance, their weight, and the way clothes look on them. So that's really big. I think the other piece is that we want it to be just overall a balanced, healthy diet, right? So that if you have foods that are on the no way list, like unless, there's an allergy or something, but if you have foods that are like, no, never ever eat that, you don't really want that. You want to say, oh, great, it's your birthday. Yeah, like have a piece of cake or a cupcake or whatever. You're going to a party. We are celebrating something. So you want to create that sense of like, nothing is forbidden. Everything just needs to be done in moderation. And so as I say these things, I know that there's again a fine line, right? And you don't, there will be some people who say don't associate desserts with just celebrations. So there's an argument for that. I think though kids' minds work that way, so I try to meet kids with where they're at. So if I'm speaking to a parent of a child, I say, I do associate it that way because they will get that. You know, it's someone's birthday, you have cupcakes. It's this, you have this. So you say, sure, of course you're gonna, if you want to, participate in that. That's great. And so I think for a parent, just really making sure that you're teaching your kid what does it mean, what does a healthy, balanced kind of diet look like, and that all shapes and sizes, genetics, all of those things are really, really important. They're all celebrated. They're all beautiful. The most important thing is that you are truly able to do the things you want to do. Do you want to run and climb and play a sport? Great. Then these are all sorts of things. It's not just food. It's sleep as well. And all that contribute to being able to do that.
Great.
I love that.
Good
Great
advice.
information.
I know.
Like we learned on Fitness Friday, eat that protein, have some chicken before you go out and do trick-or-treating, and that'll help, right, balance everything out. So we're learning it from all angles.
Yes.
Dr. Ziegler, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
You're welcome.